I wonder why this is so...
What?
What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
So the screen over here on the laptop so low or small.
Because it's on the laptop. Are we live?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep, we're live.
wonderful. Think people will come?
No.
No. Well, we can just chat ourselves.
Woohoo! Hey, yeah, this is quite
people
small.
are there. Yeah, I can't.
Hello, all.
I can't read that.
I know. I don't know why this is.
Can you pop out the chat? Uh-oh. I can't see what's going on.
I know. This is actually really weird.
The chat is really small. Hello, everyone. Hi,
Hold on.
peeps.
Let me.
I think somebody says, thank God I put my contacts in.
Hold on. I'm gonna stop the screen share.
No, I think you could probably... Why are we having such technical difficulties here? Always. There's got to be a way to make the chat bigger, right?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
It's never looked like this. The
No.
previous times that we've done this.
What are those little dots over there? Maybe try pop out chat. Oh,
boy.
hold on. Give it a moment.
No,
Why is it still so small?
I don't know. The screen went really tiny.
Oh, no.
That's right. We'll figure it out.
All right.
You.
I don't know. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome
You
to
speak.
our little live event. We can't see the chat right now for some strange reason.
No, we can see it. It's just like crazy
now
small.
it's super small. So we can hardly read. It's okay. Whatever. Anybody have any idea to make the chat bigger?
So it's just because it's just because I have it on the TV.
Size doesn't matter, really. Who said that? Hello, everybody. Hello. Yeah, I can't.
I know. I'm gonna stop sharing.
No, is that size? No, I don't think has anything to do with the sharing part. Oh,
Crud.
well, did we just lose our live?
No.
Oh. One of these days we'll figure it out. That's okay. We said we were going to start at 2. We started a little early. It's just 2 o'clock now, our time. Sorry, everyone. We'll figure it out one day. I don't think it has anything to do with the airplay. Yeah, you caught us. Hello. If somebody knows how to make the chat look bigger, can you all let us know?
All right.
Oh, it's much bigger.
But
it's bigger.
Not, right, but it's not on the television. That's why. Because it shrunk the size when I put it on the television. So we're just going to leave it here.
All right.
You can read that, right? So we won't have it on our TV. So hello, everybody.
Hello.
I think we're good. We can read the chat. So
yeah.
I hope everybody's doing well. Oh, Ink's here. So is Caleb from Drowning in Yarn. Hello, guys.
Hello, folks.
So we decided to do this today because we haven't done a live actually since February.
Right.
And I feel like
it's been
haven't
a long time.
Yeah. And I feel like we haven't talked a lot about the Let's Hear It for the Boys knit along. So we figured we'd talk about that some, give you guys some ideas for some designers, yarn dyers, maybe some designs and some bag makers. So we figure we do that, chit chat with you guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them in chat. If we see it and we have a moment to answer it, we'll be happy to answer it. And it's weird because we don't typically do a podcast and a live within the same week.
I know.
So
but this should be good. I really wish we could see it on the TV, though.
I mean,
try it one more time now that it's big. Just for poops and laughs.
As soon as I do, it's going to go small, though.
You think so?
Yes, that's what happened last time. See?
Wow, that's really sad.
So, yeah,
we
won't do that.
No problem. So, question of the day. Can you guys hear us?
Yeah, so if you're catching this, we're recording this on Sunday the 13th. We recorded our previous episode 39 on Friday the 11th, and we found out afterwards that our microphone actually wasn't hooked up, so that's why some people had some sound issues, other people didn't. So, you know, what ifs. It is what it is.
Yay, sounds good.
All right.
Wonderful.
So I hope everybody's having
Loud
a good
and
weekend.
Clear. I have to just be careful because every time I lean in to read the chat, the microphone is like right here.
Oh, hold on. The dog just jumped down.
Oh, I'll get him.
No, I got it.
Okay.
You're knitting.
I am knitting. Is anybody else knitting while we're chit-chatting? Probably can't type and knit at the same time. If you could, that would be really awesome. Your dog needs to go out. Go ahead. Our dog just jumped off the bed. He can't do the stairs down by himself. He'll go up by himself, but he won't go down by himself. I'm not using 9-inch circulars. I'm using 16-inch circular needles. So let's see. Not a lot has happened in the last 48 hours. Well, actually, some good things have happened. We went to Knit New Haven yesterday. For you guys who haven't, there's Tarquin. Hi, Tark.
Hi, Buck. Go ahead.
What you gonna do?
Peace out, Cub Scout.
You're knitting socks right now. That's fantastic. Hello to Kentucky. Working on your new sweater, Michelle says. Michaela. Ooh, I love that name.
So, yeah, so...
Okay, so sorry. So, yes, we were talking about... We knit yesterday at Knit New Haven in public.
Yes.
It was really fun. We met some incredible people.
We did. We got to hang out with a couple of the ladies from Knitting Posse. Had a grand time. We had, seriously, guys, I can't say this enough. We had the best.
About the chicken?
I am.
Oh
we
my
had the
God,
best
Kevin, that chicken was
sandwich ever. It's this little. So we were starving, and there was this restaurant across the street.
Though they did have delicious cakes and cookies.
There were delicious cakes and cookies there that Knit New Haven provided. But the owner, Linda, had recommended this chicken place right across the street. I think it's called Haven Chicken, since it's in New Haven. And we just got some chicken sandwich and fries. And the sandwich was served on a Martin's
potato
roll, which is my favorite type of roll for hamburgers and hot dogs. Yep. It was so good. Like,
it wouldn't be a Needles at the Ready podcast if we didn't talk about food.
Absolutely not. Like, that's what runs the world. And it was just so, like, I can't tell y'all. So we just kept talking about it all day yesterday. Yeah,
it was really, my gosh, amazing. I woke up this morning and I was like, oh my God, I can't stop thinking about that chicken.
It really was. It was. And the sad thing is that we had grilled chicken for dinner. And on our way home, we were like, oh man, we're going to have chicken for dinner. And it's not even going to compare.
It wasn't even close
to that sandwich. So
it wasn't even close.
Yeah. So
whatevs.
So we went to Knit New Haven. So we hung out with Kim and Kate from the Knitting Posse. And then
we met Elizabeth from Granby, which is a pretty significant drive.
Yeah, it's like a good hour drive, I think, from Granby to New Haven.
So that was really nice to hang out with her. She's a cook. It's always nice to like meet new people, you know?
She was knitting a sockhead slouch.
Yes, which I can totally get behind. I love my sockhead. I'm actually due for a new sockhead slouch, I think. And then who else? We met a group of gals
from Mass.
Olivia, Sue, and Robin, and their friend Anne couldn't make it. But Anne, if you're watching, hello. We were thinking about you, and your group of ladies definitely represented you. So it was nice.
Yeah, and so when we were at Knit New Haven yesterday, Knit New Haven is taking part in the I-91. So it's a I-91 like shop hop. So it's the summer vacation shop hop on I-91. It takes place between August 10th and the 21st. So you get this little like passport. And there are 9 shops listed. There's 2 in Mass, 2 in Vermont, and 5 in Connecticut.
Yeah.
So you can go over the 2 weeks, visit all the shops, get your passport stamped, and you're entered for door prizes, I think, at every shop. And then if you go to all 9, you are entered for like this grand prize one, which is really cool.
Hi, Carla.
And then when you buy your passport, we got
look, there's Elizabeth. We were just talking about Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth. You get this really fun canvas tote. Has a big old pocket on the side. Huge tote, and it was like $5 for the
I
passport
know.
and the bag, which is ridiculously cheap.
I agree.
So it was really nice to get that.
So we're going to take part in that this year. We're going to probably do a little pre-gaming where we're going to visit some of these shops even before, and we'll do something special and like talk about the specific shops and maybe the owners and some of the specials that they have for anybody that's like up 91, or some of these shops also take orders by phone, or they have websites and stuff. So it'll be kind of cool. There's a whole map on it. So as you're driving, like you can figure out your stops and stuff. I don't know. It should be really fun.
Yeah, it should be a good time.
Yeah.
And then while we were there,
Kate's here too. Hi, Kate.
Who else did I see? I saw Boozy Bears. Boozy
Bears
are here. And hello, Rob. So while we were there, we obviously had to make some purchases.
Yeah, we did.
So I made 2.
I made 1.
You made 1.
I was really good.
So,
I kind of like kept some blinders on because I get sucked in, and I just wanted to like sit outside and knit with everybody.
Well, I wasn't there to buy any. We didn't go to buy anything specifically, but we had. We went to go buy the sock or the shop hop bags,
right?
And I had a store credit of $25. So
look,
then I was
Pam.
like, "Hello, Pam from Sky House."
Yeah.
And I saw somebody else. I feel like, and then Scrappy Angel.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I had a credit of $25. It didn't cover the cost of the bag. So I was like, all right, I might as well spend some more money. And I purchased some more Mad Tosh in the Farm Twist to go with the colors that I bought a couple weeks ago. So this one is called Coffee Grounds.
I love that. I would do a sweater in that.
So I just got this. And then I decided to pick up this yarn, the next yarn. I plan on before Rhinebeck, because I plan to wear this for Rhinebeck, is I would like to knit the Once in Floral by Maxim Sear.
That's a beautiful
And I
sweater.
want to do the roses in the yoke in some spin cycle. So I bought
let's pull up the
some
pattern.
spin cycle. My first spin cycle purchase. This is Summer Love. So this is my plan to do the roses in the yoke. So yes, we are hoping to go to Rhinebeck this year.
This is the Once in Floral.
Yeah, that's the Once in Floral by Max.
Yeah. Sorry, it's so blurry. Look, you can see like the camera.
We have not been to Webb's before, so we are going to try to make that. Our plan is to do the 5 stores in Connecticut and do Webb's.
I don't know. Maybe we'll get ambitious.
Northampton Wolves, because they're in the same town as Webb's, so we might be able to hit 7 of the 9 stores.
Maybe we'll hit 9 of 9.
I don't know. What was the new version of the Fish Lips heel you talked about? It is
Shadow Wraps heel.
Yes.
So there's a link on our on the show notes for it's called like the Soxploration, SOXploration by Denise. I don't remember Denise's last name, but from Earth Tones Girl. She does a whole video tutorial on the Shadow Wraps heel, and then the pattern, the printed pattern, I think it's like $5 or something, is on Ravelry. And so it should be interesting. I'm going to do those are going to be my heels for my socks that I'm going to do. What are you looking for?
I was just looking. And this.
So yes, thank you. Caleb.
Caleb
knows everything. Oh, so this is what I got. Caleb, I say that in the nicest way. You're a plethora of knowledge. I got this yarn, Kuzu, Koozoo. The light is kind of casting like a yellowish.
Yep. Let's turn it off.
Tint.
Oh,
do it right here. There we go. It's a little dark, but that's okay. Sun's not really out. So this is what I got here. It's a like super bulky, and it's 100% extra fine superwash merino, super bulky weight. It's not, there doesn't have a colorway. It's color 7022. There, I don't know if that's going to focus or not. There we go. 7022. And the thing that I like about this that really caught my eye was that with this yarn by Urth URTH yarns. It plants a tree in Africa for each skein sold, which I thought was really cool. They partner with Trees for the Future. So it's a way to, they say it's a way to give back to the land that the land has given to them. So I don't know. I thought it was really cool. So Urth, URTH, and it's made in Turkey. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. You're doing an awful lot of things on the computer. I'm not quite sure what's happening.
I'm just trying to see again if I could get this on the television while you're chit-chatting.
Well, it's super soft. I'm like automatically thinking a hat, but I almost want to go get a couple more and maybe do like a cowl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't think this is enough to do a cowl. I mean, it's super bulky. Because it's so soft, I didn't realize it's like next to the skin soft. And I feel like wearing a hat, you wouldn't really get the feeling of it next to your skin. It's like cuddly. Did you feel it?
No.
It's nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite thick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of knitting with bulky yarns. I don't like knitting with super large needles. It bothers my hands. So it's not something that I would typically buy. Like, I don't really like knitting much above a US 9, I would say.
Really?
Yeah.
Cowl, Zach. Totally. I'm thinking cowl. I know it'll do a hat, and I've done the bulky weight hat. But I'm thinking a cowl. I think that would be really nice. Or like a small,
Helen.
like
Hi,
shawl
Helen.
or something.
Oh, and Gilbert's here too. Hello, Gilbert.
Oh, Helen used that yarn, she said.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then I didn't show any on the podcast. So I'll show a couple new skeins that I've dyed up.
Yeah. So for those of you who have never joined our lives before, it's very different than our normal podcast. We just kind of hang out and chit chat. We get distracted very often, and we
get distracted during the podcast too.
True.
We get distracted very easily.
But this is like distraction to the max. And we do have a little bit of a plan. We typically don't do show notes for this. So if there's anything that you see that you want some more information about, you can just reach out to us. We may put a little bit of a blurb down this one because we want to showcase some designers and dyers, bag makers for Let's Hear It for the Boys Knit Along. So we may have that link down below, but usually we don't do show notes.
Yeah.
Just an FYI.
So this one, everything that I'm going to show now is on 75/25.
And this is all your yarn.
This is all yarn that I've dyed. So this is a blue and brown and beige yarn. I don't know what inspired it. It's just blue, brown are two of my favorite colors.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch of new dyes in. So I've just been kind of messing around with it. So a lot of the yarn that I've been dyeing this time around is definitely just going to be one of a kinds. Like, I'm not writing down recipes too much, but yeah. So this was one. I think the new color I got for this was a chocolate brown, maybe.
Yeah. It's really pretty, especially on the top. Like, you can really see that brown there.
And then this one, somebody had asked, I want to say in comments before, if I could do like a deep purple or a dark purple. So I attempted it a little bit. So this is a purple. It's really, really tonal. There's definitely some really light.
It's almost like
areas.
red wine-ish. Like a...
Yeah, it's almost like a
burgundy or something.
Grape jelly, almost. So yeah, so this is kind of a dark purple. And then I decided to play around with some blue, green, and like a yellow. This one kind of reminds me of Starry Night.
I'm sorry. Somebody said don't make them start singing. I can totally appreciate that because I always like to break into song from time to time.
Yes. So this one I love. This so one much. I really, really like.
Yeah.
A lot,
it's
actually.
Fun. Red, wine.
No, don't sing. No singing. And then this one was, I had started with a red and an orange, and I added some brown to it. It definitely didn't turn out the way that I expected it to, but I'm still pleased with it. The brown's not really as brown as I thought, if that makes sense. But yeah, this was a nice one. And I think the red.
No, this one's a really nice one. Don't you have like a solid red?
Yeah, there's a solid. I didn't bring that over.
Oh.
And then I tried like a solid red. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely been a little bit and I didn't get as much dyeing done this week.
Yeah.
That I was hoping to, like being off. Just we had so much stuff to do early in the morning, and that's typically when I like to dye yarn. And then yeah, and I just didn't get as much done. So I'm going to try to do some today. I've just been having a lot of fun doing it. So
well, I think it's cool too that you've gotten some more dyes. So like you were limited with what you had color wise. And I think now
Sedona Sunset's a good name.
That's really pretty.
I might have to steal that.
And I think now that you have more colors to play with, like it's really exciting to see like what you're coming up with.
Yeah. It's been fun.
Yeah. And honestly, we said this on our podcast and we say this all the time, but all of your support has just been incredible. And we really appreciate that so much.
So let's, does anybody have questions?
Lynn wants to know if you think you're going to be doing any more tonals in the future.
Absolutely. Tonals are actually my favorite. They're for me right now, with my knowledge of dyeing, tonals are the easiest to do for me. So the ones that I know how to do, or that I have the recipes for, I have the brown that I call Cocoa Puffs. I have
yeah, I do like that one.
What other? Oh, I have the peach. Like I have a peach, a green, like a minty green, a brown, a golden yellow. So I probably have like 5 or 6 tonals that I can do, that I know how to, and I can repeat. So yeah, there are definitely more.
You were just saying yesterday
we were saying it. Yeah, we were talking about it last night. How
much you want to do them, and
yeah, they're a little bit easier for me to dye. And then Jim asked, what brand of dyes do you use? I've strictly been using Dharma Trading Company's dyes. And I've really enjoyed them. There's, they have a ton of colors. A lot of the colors actually feel the same to me, especially blues. I have a really hard time with the blues. They look a certain way on the sheet that they give you, but then when you go to dye with it and you're mixing the dye.
Oh, sorry. My needle's making too much noise. These are really loud.
They are super loud needles.
Are super
Those
loud
are like
needles.
the loudest needles I've ever heard. They're really, really noisy. Like, honest to gosh.
Sorry.
So what we did today too is on our microphone, we adjusted the gain level on it, which allows it to start picking up noises at a much lower sound. So that could be what it is. And Caleb, I totally agree with you. I think that the sound of needles clicking is very relaxing.
Yeah. No, I agree too.
But yeah,
these are those needles I showed on the podcast, the square ones. The Addy what is it? Addy squared? Addy Rocket squared.
Oh.
I'm really enjoying them. I wasn't quite sure how I felt, but it's really a smooth knit.
So a crocheting Rubian says that some dyes change if mixed hot or cold. That I did not know.
Oh.
So that's interesting.
Clever.
And then I saw Naughty Knitting Sacks. Hello.
Oh.
So, but yeah, I will definitely do some more tonal. Maybe I'll do them today.
Yeah, you should.
If I get around to dyeing today I'm dyeing up DK yarn.
Yeah, you are able to get.
Pistachio's blue and cold.
Really?
Carla, the Rockets are my favorite. So let's all right. So let's hear.
Hey, look, Michael's here.
Piece for piece.
Yeah,
of course, because Michael is dope.
Michael is dope.
Michael's low key dope.
He's high key dope. All right, so yeah, so we thought it would be a cool opportunity to check in with our needles with the let's hear it for the boys. We talked a lot about the hustle along vertices, like knitting the vertices unite, but there's some other patterns for those of you who don't want to commit. Sorry, there's a really loud car outside.
Yeah,
like very obnoxious.
Yeah, we live on a little bit of a main street, so we get a lot of traffic.
Yeah. So anyway, what I was saying, so people might not want to jump in and do such a large project. So we thought we would show some. You
have patterns.
I do have some patterns.
So, what? Yeah. So I feel like I always struggle with describing this knit along. because I'm always afraid that I'm going to offend or exclude like a group of people, and that's never what this was meant to be.
Right.
If that makes sense. It was just a way to a lot of the feedback that we get or that we got last year was that people really enjoyed it because they struggle finding patterns for either themselves or for like their husbands or their sons or their grandsons or whatever the case is. So that's kind of like the whole idea of this knit along, is just to really highlight patterns that are written for the male body.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And to maybe highlight some yarn too that would work well for those patterns. Like I know for me, when I first started knitting and I started looking at hand dyed yarn, like it's all incredibly gorgeous, but
there's Nancy. Hi,
I
Nancy.
didn't know how to.
Yarns.
Yeah. Oh, Nancy Trilogy Yarns. Hello.
Sorry.
I didn't know how to use like speckly or variegated yarns in projects that I would wear myself. So I always try to look for, like colors that I was comfortable wearing, like navies and dark browns and, maybe dark reds and things like that. And those can be hard to find sometimes when you're looking at, I think sometimes when you're looking at hand dyed yarn, because so much of it is variegated or speckles. Finding the tonals can be difficult sometimes. So that it was just trying to bring all of those aspects together, the patterns, designers, dyers, and hopefully give people new ideas on stuff to make or knit with.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all it kind of really was for. And then I thought too, June was a good month since it's Father's Day.
Yeah.
It kind of made sense.
Yeah.
So some of the designers, and I really wanted to try to focus on some designers maybe that not everybody knows about. So one, and we've talked about him before. I've knit his socks. A pair of his socks before is Matt Akers. So he has some couple cowl patterns that he's released, and he has sock patterns. He actually has a Pride sock ebook he released last year in June.
Yep.
So he is a good male designer to check out.
Yeah, and that's Matt Akers, Makers Knitting. He actually just finished, not his design, but he finished a design by Maxim Sear. And it looks so great.
Oh, he did the volcano.
He did the volcano cowl.
Yep, he just posted that today, I think.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
So another one, and we've talked about him before. We actually had a knit along for him last October, I think, is Benjamin Matthews. So Benjamin Matthews does a lot of, he's done some shawls. I actually have one that I keep meaning to knit. And he also does a lot of hats.
Yeah, he actually has a new pattern that's not out yet, but I think it's really close to being out. It looks really cool. He does really interesting things with like knits and purls and creating those types of like designs just with like knits and purls, which is really cool.
So he actually has 117 patterns.
Wow.
So
busy guy.
I knit from him. I knit a hat. Let's see.
Oh, I love that cowl.
So here's Benjamin Matthews. So yeah, he does a ton of hats. The hat pattern that I knit from him was really well written. It was really easy to follow, so I liked that. So we also have Brendan Girak.
Girak. Does he have some patterns?
So yeah, he has. I'm actually going to show him on Instagram. I was really sad because he did a test knit a couple months ago, and I would have loved to have done the test knit, but I think I was still knitting the Montrealer, or I was just transitioning over to this sweater.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to show you the sweater that I wanted to test knit for him. This looks like the most comfy sweater in the entire world. Where am I going?
I don't know. All right, let's see in the meantime.
So on Instagram, he's known as Knitwits and Yarn.
Oh, yeah.
So this
I
was
love
a
that
sweater.
sweater.
This sweater's knit all out of Brooklyn tweed.
It looks so comfy.
It's just like a really comfy looking
Yeah.
raglan sweater, like oversized. Is totally up my alley when it comes to sweaters. And then what else? I also, so I believe last year this was provided to us. It is Todd Gokin.
Yes. A lot of these names, for those of you who can access Ravelry, we'll find another way at some point to be able to kind of have some of these things listed. But on Ravelry, under our repository, there's a whole list of designers and stuff. Who's this?
So this is Todd. Todd has 8. This is not the same page I was just looking at before. Hold on, because he had way more patterns than this.
Those are really cool sweaters. Just click his name.
So he has 16 patterns. The one that I saw that I wanted to knit.
Who are the models? Holy cow.
Right?
Jeez.
I don't know which one I had on my... I have one of these in my...
Share with the class.
Hold on.
Boy, there's a lot of traffic
So
today.
here, so Todd does a lot of sweaters. So it's Todd Gokin, Gocken. I want to find the one that's in my library.
Okay.
Or in my queue.
Nick Davis and somebody else said somebody. I can't read. My eyes are so bad.
Do you have your contacts on?
Oh, we could do it in our stories. That's a great idea. If we post some of these in our stories. So Alice wants to know if using the square needles throws off your gauge. For some reason, now I don't know because I've never really measured my gauge on a hat before, but the stitches, it kind of, I don't know. The stitches look very, very even. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm really surprised. So it may throw off my gauge a little bit, but not so bad. Like this hat looks like it normally would for me. I should probably measure the gauge on this compared to another worsted weight hat that I may have.
I don't know what sweater I was looking at for this guy, but here's another one that I was looking for. This is, I actually want to knit this. It is called the Ranger Cowl by Michael Vlademan.
Oh, that looks cool.
So it's a Ranger Cowl. See if I can get it close without knocking stuff over. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to take this off the keyboard.
It's a great idea. It's very awkward.
It is.
I can't keep up with the chat. You guys are such chit chatters. I love it.
Yeah. So here it is. Ranger Cowl. It looks really fun. It kind of reminds me of like something Katniss would have worn.
Or the dude from that video game.
That's
with the sands. The
Prince of Persia?
Prince of Persia.
Okay.
Right? Like he has that hooded.
You have a Ranger Cowl half finished. That should be on my list.
Really? We should add it to the list. Yeah, Joyce says Collage makes a whole line of square needles. They are heavy, actually, and I want to try them. I have to find a pattern. Maybe you all can help me. Send me a message on Ravelry. I mean, on Instagram. I have 10 millimeter needles, square needles on like a 24-inch cord. I'm kind of lost at what kind of yarn to use or what type of easy pattern to do on that. So if anybody has any ideas, send me those ideas because I do want to try them. They were given to me by Linda over at our yarn shop in New Haven to give a try, and I haven't tried them yet. What you looking for?
Another one that, and I saw this name come up earlier, and it actually was on my list, is Josh Reichs-Rabinski.
Yes.
So
I've seen some of his patterns.
following him for years on Instagram,
Yeah.
I've never knit one of his patterns, but his shawls, the construction of his shawls seem really, really interesting, kind of like a Stephen West-ish style.
Yes. There's Gary from Urban Yarn.
Hello, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Actually, Pride Bingo is next weekend.
Yes, next weekend.
We got our Pride gear in the mail this week.
We did. We got some shirts and some hats. My mom is dressing up. I didn't see my mom.
I know it's actually been very hard to keep up with the chat.
Yeah,
but that's all right. And the last one I had was Jonathan. I'm going to say Jonathan. It's not Jonathan because there's no H. So would you say
Jonathan?
Jonathan Tallow?
Tallow?
I know. Wow, I'm losing it. Aaron from Fiber Hustle showed the hat that he was working on by him. So
on his last episode?
On the last episode, it kind of reminded me of the Cool House.
Yeah.
It had that similar feel to it. Your mother's
with
there.
The cables. My mom is there?
Yeah. See, she said, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Hi, Mom.
So yeah.
Now we can carry on. Now we can get with the program.
So those are some of the designers I thought who were outside of all the, like the male designers that we know of, like Stephen West, Max and Vincent from Les Garçons, and like Jonathan Bennett is another one I think who's
Josh,
like,
isn't it?
Josh Bennett. I'm sorry. So, and and obviously Jared Flood are ones I think that when I think of a male designer, those are the people that pop into my head.
Right.
Most commonly, they're the ones that I'm going to go look for. So I just thought it would be fun to list some designers that maybe not everybody's heard of.
Totally.
Or just to highlight them and give them some love over the next couple of months, as I'm probably not going to knit any of their patterns because I don't have time. But
you have time.
I would love.
You can always start something.
We need a moderator. I don't even know how to do a moderator.
Are people being naughty?
Why people are being naughty?
Brooklyn Boy Knits also is a designer.
He does. He does have a couple. He has a hat I think that I saw recently. But yeah, Brooklyn Boy Knits is another designer who's come out with some patterns. And
hi to the Netherlands. Hi, right back.
Somebody else.
You were just asking if you taught knitting.
No, we'd be such bad teachers.
I would be a terrible teacher. No, I would say, okay, so you take this pointy end and you put it through that loop there, and then you take this string and wrap it this way. No, it wouldn't work. Wouldn't work for me. So I have some patterns I thought would be really cool to show too.
So this was really cool. Christina said that Sockmatician and Stephen West were the only ones that she had heard of before we started to promote.
Really?
Guys last year.
Yeah. So
Corrado Lark as well.
Oh yeah, Corrado Lark. We actually met him on a Zoom, I think, one time.
We did. He came to our Thursday night Zoom knitting one time.
Yep. That was neat.
Seth Richardson. Cedar Hill, Colorado. That name sounds so familiar too.
Seth Richardson. I don't know. So on the repository, did you go to the repository at all?
I didn't. I do, but I also have a pattern that I wanted to show.
I want to show a few
gifted
patterns
to me
too.
yesterday, which is a really nice cardigan.
Oh yeah. From Robin. She's so kind.
I know. Where's my
It was really cool to meet those people.
Right. So this was gifted to me by Robin yesterday while we were at Knit New Haven. It's called His Home Office. So it has a
oh my god!
It has two versions of the sweater. There's also a female version called Her Home Office. Yes. I love the V-neck one.
Me too.
I think it has what type of shoulder construction was it? She told me yesterday and I don't remember.
A drop shoulder.
No. A saddle? Is it saddle shoulder?
I'm not sure what that means.
I think a saddle shoulder.
Anthony Casalina? I don't know that one.
So yeah, so that's a pattern that I just found out about yesterday that you guys should definitely check out. She was wearing the women's version of it and it fit beautifully. The yarn that she used, and I don't remember, was just gorgeous in it. And it's like a 3x1. It almost looked like a broken rib to me. But it's just a beautiful pattern. And it looks saddle shoulder. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Kate. So
on the repository page, it's set up like this. So you have your designers here. Hopefully it's not backwards.
No. It's
it's set up with some dyers and some suggested patterns. And then as you know, if Ravelry is accessible to you and you can, you know, we'll add them in there. But some of the other designers, Maxim Sear designs by Dells, Brian Smith designs, Crystal Yarn.
Crystal Yarn is out of the UK. I remember seeing that.
Knitting Pure and Simple. I think you talked about that before. Sockmatician is on here. Vesuvio's Crafts is here. Ronstrong, RHONSTRONG. And in there, they're all clickable links. So you can just go ahead and click on them. It'll take them right to your page or their page. Arna and Carlos, Mr. Hugs with some Z's at the end. Matt Cladney. So there's some really cool things on here as well.
Anthony Castellina's on there. He's I actually sent him some hats. I knit some hats for him last year. He was donating them to a girl who's battling cancer in
look at these shawls.
Philadelphia or in Pennsylvania. So I donated some hats to him last year. Yeah,
really, really cool stuff. He's got beautiful shawls.
Yeah, he really does.
Wow.
I always focus, you know what? And it's a good reminder too for us, because I always forget about some of these designers, because you go to Ravelry and under your new designs and things like that,
I check designs, on that from time to time.
You're always going to be shown the same people because their patterns are so popular. Yeah. So some of these other designers, their patterns kind of get lost in that.
Yeah, totally.
And then, so you had some other patterns you wanted to show?
So you talked about some sweaters. So sweater knitting, if you want to enter a sweater for the knit along, it's only like 2 months left. But I found some really cool colorwork sweaters and some basic sweaters. So this one is High Lonesome, and it's a colorwork yoke. It is by Caitlin Hunter. And it's truly a unisex pattern. I don't know how size inclusive it is, though. Looks like it goes up to a 67-inch circumference. So I think that's pretty size inclusive, right? And this is the sweater.
I would love to knit that.
Come on.
You know what's actually funny about doing this right now?
What? Is
that I'm really happy that we stopped using the webcam to record. Because it doesn't focus as quickly as the iPad and the iPhone.
So it looks like it's a simple colorwork yoke, but I think it's really cool. And I do love the color of that yarn.
Yeah.
So again, that was the High Lonesome, and it was in Boyland Knitworks magazine, I'm assuming. This one I thought was adorable. This is called the Daddy Son Sweater. And it's by Zanette Knits, Zanete Knits. Sorry, I hit the microphone. And look how stinking cute this is. They're so cute.
Oh, Brian is knitting the High Lonesome sweater.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. Oh, hi, Lucy.
Hi, Lucy.
Anybody else who's come in? Hello. Hope everybody's doing well today. Glad you can join us.
So the designer said that it was a collaboration with her husband. It features an unusual shoulder detail and closely fitted sleeves. As according to my other half, men don't like baggy sleeves. We like to show off our muscles. I guess I don't know.
I have no muscles.
I have no muscles either. So I kind of like a baggier.
Me too.
But
yes.
For those of you who do not, or who have muscles, go for it.
That actually reminded me of yesterday when
hi
books.
What?
Remember when the guy walked by? We were eating our chicken sandwiches, and he went and I said he went and got a salad with quinoa.
Oh, I know, and we're eating fries and fried chicken.
And Kim's like, he's 10,
and that's why he looks the way that he did in his joggers or whatever he was wearing. So super cool pattern. It was so cute. They have a son version or child version as well. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh, there's the shoulder detail. It's like a little bit of a design.
Oh yeah, it
choice
looks like
there.
it kind of widens up.
Yeah.
Vertices Unite shawl knitting. It's such a good knit. It really is.
It really is.
Oh, I love it.
I finally finished my like picking up the selvage edges of section 3, and now I'm just working on the decreases. I have one last sweater.
Caleb reminds me of Brian and I. We order pizza. He has like 1 or 2 slices, and I have the rest.
Yeah, totally.
So we're really lucky that we both eat that same way. So it'd be like each of us will have half of the pizza.
But we're also really bad enablers with each other.
Absolutely.
Because everything was fine today. And Kevin went grocery shopping. Everything was fine. I was like, get some berries. Can you get like some like protein or some almond milk?
I forgot the almond milk.
Yeah, I know this.
Oh, crud.
And I took the dog for a walk. I come home. Kevin comes home. He's unloading the groceries. And then I hear, I got us some cookies and ice cream. I'm like, what? Which is fine because now I'm going to have to eat them.
I got small portions, though. I didn't get like 2 gallons of ice cream. I got little individual Tagliante gelatos.
Is that how you say it? Tagliante?
I think so.
That sounds fancy.
Some macadamia nut cookies and a small portion of those. I didn't get the whole 24 count.
Okay. Here's another colorwork sweater. And I don't know how to say this. I think it's Radari.
Yeah, I think it's Radari.
And the designer, I'm not even going to try. But that's it there. And the sweater, I think is super cool. And it looks, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's a nice color.
It looks very like rustic.
I want to say I've seen it somewhere. I feel like I've seen somebody knit that, but I don't know.
Did you? It's Icelandic. It's knit in Aran weight yarn. So I bet that'll go really quick. And then I have a couple of hats. For those of you who want a quick knit, if you still want to join our knit along, I thought these hats would work really well. So this is Jason's cashmere hat. It's been knit quite a few times.
It's a very popular.
It's a very popular pattern. It's by Melissa Thompson. It's a cabled hat. Super cool. It looks like a heavier weight. Yeah, it's Aran weight as well. And then there's another one.
Oh, the husband of the Bakery Bears is knitting this sweater.
Oh, is he really?
Yep.
That colorwork sweater?
Somebody said, I'm sorry, was there a sweater in that pic? My focus was somewhere else.
Totally. That's what it took me a little while to figure out the daddy kid sweater. I was like, where's the sweater? So this hat here, I thought was really neat. It's $8.50 Canadian, but it's designed for any gauge and in 5 different yarn weights, from worsted, Aran, bulky, light super bulky, and super bulky. It's another cabled hat pattern. It's called the Cardigan Beanie by Kayla DeWald. I think it's really cool.
So
I think those will be like a quick knit too.
Oh, somebody wanted to know why I'm not knitting today. It's funny. You should ask.
It is funny.
So when we were getting ready for this, Ray said, oh, I think I'm going to knit. And I said, oh, you always knit when we do these. And I always, and I never do, because I will try to pay attention to the chat as much as possible, so that I can try to get questions answered. And Ray just likes to make noise with his needles.
I do.
And say 9-inch circular needles if he can.
I was ready to do it. So those are some project ideas and some patterns. But you don't necessarily have to knit a men's pattern or something for a guy to enter our knit along. You can use some of the yarn by like a male dyer. And so we have some of those too that maybe not everybody knows about.
Yeah.
And there's some really cool ones and some new to us ones that we haven't tried their yarn yet. But I'd really like to.
I haven't tried any of the yarn from any of these guys that I'm about to mention.
Yes, you did.
No, We have some of theirs, but I haven't knit with any of it.
You're knitting with Knitting Bro. You knit with Knitting Bro.
That's a lie. I've knit one project.
But we've had yarn from...
So one of the...
So just go on.
All right. So one of the dyers is Red Stag Fiber.
Yes.
I was trying to find a website before and I couldn't find it. So maybe I'm just like silly. But
is he on Etsy, you think?
I know he may be carried at a specific store in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. But Red Stag Fiber's one. Another one, which we showed his yarn in the episode yesterday, was Knittin' Bro, who just had a shop update Friday, maybe?
And that's Doug, right? Is that his name, Doug?
I believe so. So he does a lot of great tonals, very dark, saturated tonals.
Saturated, yeah.
So definitely check Knittin' Bro out. And then another one, and I saw this name pop up before, so I'm really glad it popped up in chat, is Blue Fiber Company. I don't know his name. He has an Etsy shop, but his colors are really cool. And he's been doing some like glow in the dark colorways lately.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the thing now.
Like, what's that?
Because Macy's has some glow in the dark colorways.
Does she?
Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
Rob, you just bought a sweaters quantity from Knittin' Bro. His yarn his colors are really, really good. I really love them. Blue Fiber is Joshua.
Thank you.
And Drowning in Yarn, you are on top of it because Pitchfork Fiber literally was next on my list. So that is Hunter. Hunter's in Chicago, I believe. And
Hunter was one of the first podcasts I think I watched. One of the first knitting podcasts.
Yeah, he also has a podcast.
Yeah.
He also he's been doing some tote bags as well. I believe he's been tie-dyeing them.
Ice dyeing them.
Valerie, thank you. Yes. So Red Stag Fiber is at the Modern Skein.
Okay, perfect. Love it. Leon Alexander yarns? Oh, I haven't heard of them.
Me neither. I'm actually going to add that to the list right now.
Thank you.
Leon.
Hello, everyone who just joined us. You always use Japanese short rows. I don't know that.
You have one of his bags. So I'm just going to say, if you guys, we recorded on the iPad. So we updated my iPad because my iPad was like 4 or 5 years old. So got one of the newer iPads, got the 11-inch one, and it's amazing. So if you're in the market for a tablet and that's up your alley,
we are not sponsored by Apple.
Totally get the 11-inch iPad. Even better, if you have an Apple card, you can put it on your Apple card and pay monthly installments with no interest.
Okay.
And this is not sponsored by Apple, but I just love this so much. I've been using it like every day. So another one was the Bearded Pearl. A lot of you guys know that Caleb has started dyeing yarn.
Yep.
I haven't purchased any from him yet.
No, but that's on our list for sure.
But he has some really nice tonals as well.
Mm-hmm.
His kind of theme right now is like the garden. So like there's one I think called Garden Gloves.
How fun.
So,
people are so creative.
Angie, you are on top of it too. Wait, Ken Yarn is one. We've talked about Ken Yarn before. Ken Yarn is another one. I believe Ken is, I want to say he's 16, right? Ken Yarn is young.
He is?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh.
If I'm not mistaken, it could be somebody else, but I feel like we chatted with him before. Who else? Zoe Yarns Paris.
Yeah, Zoe Yarns Paris.
We were really fortunate. Zoe Yarns had donated some prizes to last year's Knit Along.
Yeah.
So we got some beautiful colorways from him.
One of it was gorgeous.
Remember the rainbow one? The dark, like a stormy rainbow or something? It was everything.
It was a gothic rainbow.
He's a full adult.
So I think you're thinking of Joe. Handmade by Joe.
Handmade by Joe. Yes. Yes.
I haven't seen much from him
right.
lately.
I'm sorry. Handmade by Joe.
Yeah, he's young.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you. He's young. He was 16.
Yeah.
That we spoke with. So Zoe Yarns Paris, Whimsy Stitches.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right. Is both a bag maker and a dyer. Has some great Pride bags out now.
Yeah. He actually has a update, I think, today. He posted a lot on Instagram. He's got some really cool Pride bags and like rainbow bags and stuff. And he has a lot of those clear ones. Speaking of Bearded Pearl, there's their garden.
We do not have a garden that looks like that.
We do not. We hate them for it. I'm just kidding. No, we totally don't.
And then another one that's new is if you don't watch Aquila over at a Lefty Knitters podcast, her husband started dyeing yarn. So his yarn company is Knitty Bow Fiber Co.
That's Johnny, and
that's Johnny Bow.
Yep, and he shares her podcast.
Yeah, they share the same channel. So she does a podcast, which is cool because she records almost daily and then just compiles them all and does one video at
like a vlog style almost.
Yeah, very vloggy.
Yeah,
and then he does one too where he does.
Oh look, there's the modern skein. Isn't that
where he talks about his dyeing? Kevin Boy Knits is another one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Cabin Boy Knits. So, but he just started selling his yarn, I think, right? He wasn't selling it for a while. He does a lot of natural dyeing. It's beautiful.
We'll add him too. I'm sure he's on our list, but
yeah, he's on
the repository.
Well, I don't know because I don't think he was selling it at the time.
Oh, maybe not. You're right.
Yeah.
Another one was Ted Knits UK.
Oh yeah, his colors look gorgeous.
Oh my God, Danielle Wilson just said Arcane Fiberworks. We were just talking about that. Arcane Fiberworks, their Instagram pictures are some of the best pictures out there. I want every single color that I see because they're so well done and so well photographed. It's their yarn is stunning. It's one that I totally have to buy, but I would just buy it because of the picture without an idea of what I want to do with it. But the pictures are absolutely stunning on
they're artists, you know, like
Instagram.
That's like
it's
totally,
so crazy.
Yeah.
So Jennifer wanted to know how you find the repository. So if you go to our Ravelry group, one of the top threads should say NATR repository. I'll see. I actually should have it here.
Yeah, I have it. It's a sticky, and it's one of the top three, I think. Groups. I tried to keep those up to the top. The current, it's very difficult to stay on top of Ravelry. I'll be honest, but
yeah, Ravelry is really hard for us to stay on top.
It's not really like user friendly, but
So here's the group, and up at the top, if it focuses, it should say NATR repository. It's not going to focus, but it's up there. It's the third one down.
Okay.
Third one down. I'm like, how many fingers am I holding?
I don't know. You had to look at your fingers.
I did.
That's kind of bizarre.
So who else do I have here? I also have Paul Ply Yarn Co.
Yes.
I believe I'm not going to speak anymore because I don't know where they're from. I keep thinking they're from the UK, but they're probably not. Richard.
No, I don't think they are, but.
Hold on. Rob just recommended one that I'm going to put down. Richard.
NATR stands for Needles at the Ready.
DEBRIEZE. All right, awesome. Who else do we have? And then, that was everybody that we had, right?
Yeah, and so Vincent, I don't think was on that list, but we talk about that a lot. We show his yarn a lot.
Vincent from Les Garçons.
Boutique Les Garçons is there.
Who else? I'm trying to think. And
so there's a ton. So again, you know,
go ahead.
I was going to say, if you are looking for a more feminine pattern or something that's not made for a guy, you can still use those yarns. You know, even Leading Men Fiber Arts.
Yeah,
we have a ton of, you know.
Valerie said Leading Men with question marks. And absolutely Leading Men. So the reason I didn't mention them today is because they're probably one of the most well-known male dyeing companies out there.
Probably.
Like when I actually think of male dyers, they're probably the only ones that I think of off the top of my head or that I thought was really easy to find. But yeah, Leading Men, we always buy yarn from them. Their yarn's incredibly affordable, really great quality. They had donated some prizes last year for the knit along. We have a bunch of yarn that we're probably going to use this year from them for some of the prizes. This year, what we would like to do some yarn, some bags, and some patterns probably for the prizes. So we'll have to get some from some of these dyers that we talked about. Bags, the only bag makers that I really know of are Whimsy Stitches, and then Fancy Boy Designs on Etsy.
And Bearded Pearl.
Those are the three
It's
that
very difficult to get their bags, though.
Yeah, Bearded Pearl is very hard to get the bag. Yeah. So somebody wants to know what you're knitting on.
Oh, this is just a Ross hat.
That's another designer. Ross hat. His patterns are all free.
I'm probably ready for decreasing soon, but I'm just knitting away on it. And I'm using Trilogy yarns.
Keith Leonard of Yarn Snob. Cancel. I'm going to put this down
There's a great mini set
yarn
from the
Snob.
and neons, yeah.
So yeah, I actually want to get some yarn from. I'm going to look into getting some yarn.
What did I do to my left eye? I don't know.
It's just dark.
Am I bruised?
Did you? It's a little. It looks a little red. Did you like?
So I forgot to take my allergy medicine until just recently, and I was cutting down a lot of branches in the front yard. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with it. My eyes are a little bit itchy. Kevin beats me. Mom.
Can you imagine?
No.
How awful.
I know.
So yeah, if anybody has any questions too, feel free to throw them in, because I think that's a lot of the stuff that I wanted to talk about.
Oh my God. So thank you for I know you're just joking, but thank you for bringing up that about the cheap needles. I didn't mean that they were cheap like that. They felt hollow and like not substantial. I think that's the word I was looking for. But these are the Addy Turbo Rockets squared. And I'm actually thoroughly enjoying them. And I'm probably going to buy a few more in different sizes.
Oh.
So I probably should have clarified.
Oh, thank you, Valerie. That's another one. Sparger yarn?
No, I was not using a chainsaw. Somebody won't let me have a chainsaw.
No, he is not getting a chainsaw.
So the closest I got is I do have an electric hedge clipper thing, hedge trimmers, and I have like one of those giant shears on like the edge of the pole where you pull the string and it like crushes the branch. So that's what I use.
Oh, that's interesting. So Yarn Snob is based in Florida, does a lot of dyeing based on orchids, as well as a color called Happiness with 100 colors. Oh my gosh. Oh, Valerie just
bought a chainsaw and hedge trimmers. Come on over, Valerie. We'll have like a trimming party. That sounds really awkward.
Yeah, we had to actually we just
Hi,
had
Cynthia.
Oh, Cynthia from
Brooklyn. Okay, so that's pretty much
I think that was
some ideas for the Let's Hear It for the Boys knit along. So hopefully you all, or make along. Let's say make along, because we can do some crochet things too. I might be ambitious and do a crochet project.
For what?
I don't know. I feel like I'm due for crochet. I'm itching to do it.
Speaking of crochet,
I have my blanket, but it's too warm to knit on.
There's a crochet. A guy out of Portland who's a crochet. He does a lot of amigurumi.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I can't think of his name.
Ray, what is on your shirt? Oh, I'm glad you asked. I think this shirt is hilarious. So it says free hugs.
And it's a cactus.
I thought it was really funny.
Yes. Not bad. Thank you, Danielle. Not bad is his name. His name is Vincent. So yes.
Oh, not bad. K-N-O-T.
Yeah, K-N-O-T. Any more knitting Kevin and Ray for this?
Any more
knitting Kevin and Ray for this year? Oh, any more knit-alongs?
Knit-alongs? Is that what you mean?
Any more? So we will also do probably, I think last year we did one in September. So this one goes from June to the end of August. We did one last year in September and October. And
that was, I think, the Benjamin Matthews knit along.
We did a Benjamin Matthews in October. Mm-hmm. We did the knit one and done in September. Maybe we'll do a different designer this year, but then we will have nothing from like November till March, just because that's such a busy time of year for people that having that added pressure of trying to do a knit along.
With all the holiday knitting that people are doing, and there's a lot of other make-alongs at that time.
Yeah. How big is our yarn stash? You never talk about your yarn stash.
So it's
actually not that.
It's actually not that bad.
It's not bad. It looks, I think in our videos, it looks like we have a lot of yarn. And yes, there is a ton of yarn there, but that's all there is. There's not like,
we have a box of yarn.
But that was a lot of that yarn is was donated to us, and we're going to be using a lot of it's the leading men that we're going to use for prizes for this. But I don't think it's a ridiculous amount of yarn.
Also, Princeton from yarn.
Konish. Wait, where are you?
My eyes. I don't know. My eyes are like.
Also, Princeton from yarn as a second
yarn as a second language. Oh,
is a male crocheter. And hi from New Haven. Hello, Nadine from New Haven. We were just
have you had that chicken from Haven?
Yeah, tell us
hot chicken,
Nadine.
Oh my god,
in New Haven on Whitney Avenue, Haven Chicken. If you haven't gone there, go there and get their chicken sandwich. It was so good.
I know.
So
it's like motorcycle season.
I think though maybe we'll do like an accessory knit along from September through the end of October because that's a good holiday idea.
What accessory knit?
Yeah, like accessories.
That could be fun.
Hats and cowls and gloves.
Sure.
Or mitts. That would be a good knit along to do September through October and that'd be like gifting. Juleby makes hello. Yarn collecting is a hobby.
Hi.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're two separate hobbies. Knitting.
Oh yeah, Nadine, totally go. When we went, we got the mild. They do like 5 levels of spice. We got mild and it wasn't that bad. Like I kind of wish I went up a next spice level.
Oh, I love that idea.
What?
I love this idea. Where was it? A make along idea. Cynthia says knit or crochet from your Ravelry library, like from your queue and stuff. Because how many of us probably have stuff in our library that we've never even done before?
Well, and Mrs. GA Blue said, are those Nintendo Switches still sitting on the table? They actually are not. They are now in a cabinet, out of sight, out of mind, so they will not get used again until like 2025.
When we're like, where the hell are our Nintendo Switches?
Then they're going to be obsolete, and they're going to have like Nintendo something else out.
I know. Switch 4.0. Whatever.
So yeah, I'm trying to think like what other patterns or designs. I really like the Max and Vincent's designs. Like
I love Max and Vincent's designs, and I know we talk about them so much, but their aesthetic and their mindset is kind of like where ours is too. And the reason why they started designing
is because they couldn't find anything to knit for themselves.
Yeah. You know, and we can always try to like modify a sweater, you know, to fit the male form. But for somebody like me, for example, who just like, I follow pattern. Like I don't have that brain space to be able to do that math. And I don't understand knitting math so well. So for somebody to actually write a pattern meant for the male form, it makes, like, I love that.
Yeah. Like I've knit the Montrealer, Lorient Toque, the Volcano Cowl, and the Snuggle is Real from them.
Yeah.
And I've loved every single pattern. And now I have the Beauceron on my needles in a bag that's been put aside for a while. And then Once in Floral is going to be next up after I finish this current sweater. So those, and Stephen Westshall is really, I've grown to really, really love with, really grown to love Stephen Westshall's.
Same.
And like I said, Matt Akers, his Wonderland socks are probably one of my favorite socks that I've knit.
Yeah, I want to knit from that collection.
Well, the Wonderland socks was separate pattern. It's not part of the Pride collection.
Right.
Oh, Sharon, did I give up on my scrappy modular inlay wrap? I didn't.
Oh,
I have it set aside. My struggle with it is I really want to do scrappy, but I really like to be able to envision how something's going to turn out. So I would like it to be scrappy with a purpose. And I couldn't, with the colors that I had, I couldn't see a story kind of in the shawl. So I'm hoping that I'll be adding 5 more colors to my scrappy pile once I'm done with the Vertices Unite, because I'll have scraps from these. And they're all pretty neutral. So that will give me, well, actually only 4 colors. One of those colors I already have scraps of.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that by finishing this, it'll give me some more colors to play with and move around. Some of the other ones, part of me kind of wants to go in a blue-green direction for the other wrap, but I don't know. I'm really, really stuck on it because I don't want to hate it when I'm done.
Right.
And I don't want to tear out a lot of stuff because it's not easy for me to correct and pick up stitches after I tear it out. So I need to have a vision for it. And I thought Scrappy was going to be the way to go, but I also think I need to pull all the colors out and see how I want them to look together.
A few people have asked about your cowl. So here's an update on the cowl. We took pictures.
We did. Pictures are
We have
taken.
pictures, and they think they came out pretty nice. You want to see some of them?
We have pictures. It's written for the most part.
It's written. Yep. It's like written kind of by. Oh, you have the pictures. You have the pictures of us. But I took a picture, like, we're not sure.
That picture?
I like them all together.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of took a picture of them all together, the 3 of them that we've knit. And we took pictures of ourselves.
Oh, speaking of.
In them. And the pattern is written. It's like typed out. And we have to send them. Somebody reached out to us saying that they're like a pattern writer. And they would help us kind of like put it all together. So we just have to send it over to them.
Yeah, we just have to work on it a little bit more.
I'm trying to find
and I have do you ever watch Fiber Spider? I have not heard of Fiber Spider. We will have to look. And then I don't know if you guys saw this. This was at the end of the most recent episode, but we finally had these come in.
Yeah, I'm so excited about them.
I'm super happy with these. Really, really excited with the way that they turned out. They have a nice weight to them. They're 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch, I believe.
Yeah, here's the pattern. See?
Oh, okay.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll flash you quick. Okay.
So we actually want to get these done. Maybe if we order another batch with the black logo that we have. We never use our black logo.
Right.
But I think it would look really, really great on the pin.
Me too. I love the black logo, actually. But I think it looks better on like social media and different things like that is the lighter one.
Tina, we use Wizard pins to get the pins made. They're really, really fast getting back to you. And the shipping was really, really good. So, yeah, I love those. Great book for adding staple basic sweaters.
I'm trying to find the black logo.
And then somebody wanted to know if we ever do the...
Here's the needles at the ready in the black. Oh, you can't.
Yeah, you can't see it. It's pretty blown out.
Yeah.
If we ever do the blue hats for anti-bullet...
I want to do that. Hat Not Hate.
Hat Not Hate. We know that Zach Stout from Stout Stitch was just talking about it on his most recent episode, and I think he's looking to do... I think he said 30.
Yeah, it's almost over, though.
Is it?
Yeah. I think we keep getting into it pretty like too late. I really want to do some of them. But I think it's almost over. I want to get a good bunch of them together.
And Celeste loved the photo of the Vax knit in public day with half of the knitting posse. It was so much fun.
It was. It was a lot of
fun. Now
fun.
we've been able to meet 3 of the 4 knitting posse.
Oh, yeah. We just need to meet Laura.
Yeah, we just need to meet Laura.
Mm-hmm. We're going to come find you, Laura.
I know. We're going to have to find Laura
if
Laura doesn't come to any events.
Right. It's totally right.
But it was great. It was great getting to hang out with them. And I forgot the name. Oh, I know her name. Hold on. Of the teacher who was there. I have her card.
Oh, yeah.
And then a teacher, and then a designer and instructor, Pam Grushkin. So Pam Grushkin knits. She was there from like 11:30 to 1 or 1:30.
Oh, yeah. Remember, we used to have to do that.
I know we used to have to do that to refocus.
Yeah.
she was there showing some of her design. She does classes.
Oh wait,
So it was really nice to meet her. She does a brioche class.
so
Beginner brioche.
I'm assuming it's Miss Georgia Blue, Miss GA Blue.
Yeah.
Says that she thinks we have until August 1st for Hat Not Hate.
Oh,
so
okay.
maybe we'll jump into that.
We need
Hat
to
Not Hate is a great. We have some blue yarn upstairs.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, I was actually gonna pull it down and do a crochet hat with that. To be honest with you,
So it's still good. Oh, Cindy says until the end of July.
to the end of July.
Okay. That's good to know.
All right, we might be able to get a few of them done. Well, maybe I'll do that. I have so many things on the
You
needles.
could crochet, right?
That's what I'm gonna do. Is
You're going to crochet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that'll be good. It'll
wait.
scratch my crochet.
Yes,
itch.
naughty pins. Wait, go up. I need some naughty pins. You do need, oh my gosh, naughty knitting sex. Get some naughty pins.
Oh yeah, totally. You should. We have some ideas that we want to put on some pins. We just need to find get some of them down.
Yeah, we have ideas for. I think
I want to do something with like 9-inch circulars,
like
and,
3 or 4 other
show.
pins. We have ideas for that we would like to.
Yeah, I think it could be kind of fun.
Add a designer to the registry for Knit Along. Michael Green's Shank of a Cow.
Shankova?
Shankova. I said shank of a cow.
Sankova?
What am,
Sankova?
what am I? Don't let me speak, guys.
Okay.
Shank of a cow.
For those of you that
Like,
we're going to post this video, for those of you watching after the fact, there is a way that you can turn on the chat so you can see it while you're watching the video, which might be a little bit helpful. So I'll probably go back and rewatch this and look at the chat. What are you laughing?
I'm laughing at myself for saying shank of a cow. Like, there's not even even an H.
Whatevs.
There's no H in there.
I don't know if I want to knit more of this or not.
I think that's everything, right? Do you have anything else? Does anybody else have any questions?
Let's do some questions.
Yeah, we could have open mic now.
Open mic.
Questions. Any question?
Open mic. Ready, set, go. No? Okay.
Cows do have a shank.
Cows have shanks, don't they? They have hanks. Shanks? Yeah, probably.
That's the name for my cow, the shank.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, you Fiber Arts for Life is just sent us a message. They can't chat for some strange reason, but they're saying that the Hat Not Hate goes through the summer, accepts hats all summer, and she's collecting at her shop till July 28th, which is fantastic because we're going to be making a trip up to the shop
Right.
within the next like 2 weeks, I think.
Kate wants to know when we could go back and get another sandwich. I'm
Oh
totally
my
good
God.
Next weekend.
I was gonna text you this morning. I was ready at 8 o'clock in the morning for another one of those.
I woke
sandwiches.
up and that's like one of the first things he said to me. He's like, I really want to go get another chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good for one right now.
Yeah.
They were just, I can't even
So
deal with
good.
how good they were.
I know. How long has Kevin been knitting?
I've been knitting. So I want to say 7-8 years. I joined Ravelry in 2013. I had attempted knitting when I was younger. My grandfather tried to teach me knitting and crocheting, and I didn't pick up either one of those. I picked up cross stitch instead.
Oh yeah, I remember you were into cross stitch.
And I did that. Excuse me. I did cross stitch for a little while.
Yeah.
And then I stopped all like crafty goodness until probably 2013 when I read
The
Witchling series by Deborah Geary,
A Modern
which is
Witch.
a modern witch, but it was actually book 3 in it. Book 3 was a reckless witch. In that book, a girl by the name of Sierra gets found by the community. In this book, they live in Berkeley, California, where they all lived, and they didn't know about her. And it, in the story there was that it's a very tight knit community, and they did not know about this girl, Sierra. They brought her into their family. And typically when a baby's born, they make a welcoming blanket, and everybody in the community knit a 12 by 12 square. They would then like seam it all together and present it to the baby when the mother when the baby's born. And that scene of everybody getting together to knit just like I don't know, it resonated with me. And it was just this whole idea of a community, you know, men, women, you know, little kids, everybody knit. And I was just like, oh, wow, that sounds so awesome. And I remember literally leaving the house and driving to Walmart. Walmart, we used to live about 5 minutes from.
That was a dangerous time in our lives, huh?
I know. I picked up some Line brand white yarn with tinsel in it and some long aluminum needles. And I went home and I just knit.
Yep.
And so that was how it like kind of started. And I remember then like doing knit picks and knitting a bunch of mitered squares. And then I don't know. And then I kind of didn't really know what to knit. And this again kind of goes to the reason this channel was started and like the Let's Hear It for the Boys is it was really a struggle to try to figure out what to knit that wasn't a mitered square or a scarf. And I didn't know about Ravelry then. And I definitely didn't like know anything about knitting or the knitting community.
Yeah.
So I probably didn't knit a lot. And then it was really our niece being born, our nephew. And then when my dad was going through chemo, those are probably the three catalysts for me actually getting into knitting. Because for my niece, I wanted to knit a bunch of stuff for the baby shower. Yeah. So I knit like some bibs, a couple hats, and a wrap for her. And then when my dad was going through chemo, I knit a ton of shawls. I tried to learn how to do like a little bit of lace work. We went to his chemo every Monday. So I would always bring some knitting with me. And yeah, and those were kind of just the things that got it started. And then I found Ravelry, and then I found YouTube and all the YouTube podcasts. And that's really what got me to step outside of my comfort zone with shawls and knitting sweaters. It was really a lot of hats before that. And I don't even know if they were fun hats.
I think most hats are fun.
So
hats.
I'm
a total hat and sock.
Hold on, I'm going to go up. Somebody asked, what's your knitting nemesis? Oh,
So mine is Barndom by Stephen West. I am going to conquer that damn pattern. I started that one a million times. Also the dotted rays. I don't know. I feel like I need to conquer those two patterns. They're like my nemesis. So those are mine. Yours? Kevin's digging through our knitted bin. Looking for something.
Somebody asked what our favorite projects were.
Oh, our favorite projects.
So I'm getting mine.
Mine was a slip extravaganza as well. And the
So my knitting nemesis is apparently cardigans, because I started and it's apparently not just cardigans specifically, it's the panel of the cardigans, the front ones. So I started the Slade cardigan by Jared Flood, I think. It's a Brooklyn tweed pattern, and I have the same issue that I'm having now where one of my panels is long. So I put that in timeout 2 years ago, and I haven't looked back. And then I'm having the issue with my current cardigan with the panel being too long again. So that is my nemesis. Currently, my nemesis is cardigans. And then somebody had asked, what's my favorite project? I have two that I've ever knit. My very favorite, I don't know if it's my very favorite, but it's my most worn, is my Vertices Unite, the first one I knit last year.
Do you want me to hold it? Or you got it?
Oh, this is good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of my favorites. And then this is my absolute favorite. Like, I just think this one's beautiful. Like, come on.
I know.
Like, it really is.
You did a great job with that. It looks like almost like a
it's
stained
so
glass
good.
Cartoon or something. Like, it doesn't even look real.
And this is what, like, yes, Christina, absolutely. Cabin Boy Knits. Christopher. I like this one. I think it's so pretty, and it's like, I would hang this up.
I know. I would too.
I would
think it's
legit hang this
beautiful.
up because I think this is like the colors are really good, and it's not my typical color palette. If anything, the only color in here that I would generally go towards is the dark green, which is like the main color. Like that's the color that I would lean towards. I actually am knitting my sweater out of that color. But this one is like, I couldn't be happier with the way that this turned out, but those are my two favorite knits. Yeah. I will say this shawl though is my favorite. I wear this more than any other shawl that I've knit.
You want to do the vertices unite, but in crochet. Oh my God. I bet that would totally work.
But yeah, I love this. I absolutely love this shawl.
Yeah.
We were talking about this yesterday, and somebody said that they don't like shawls because they're hard to wear. And I think that's because it's I think small shawls are harder to wear.
Thanks, Jonathan. Hi.
Me and my wife are in Newfoundland. Wanted to say we really enjoy your podcast. Thank you, Jonathan.
Tunisian crochet. So I want to learn that. Yeah. I don't know how to do that.
I would love to learn that.
Yeah.
I think I would do that. A barley light in crochet, and it's pretty cool. That sounds awesome, actually.
Really?
Just wear. But I do think larger shawls are easier to wear because you have more space to wrap around you, and they're a little bit heavier. So they're easy, like there's some weight to them, so they're not going to fall off.
Yeah. Agreed.
So Miss G.A. Blue, it feels paralyzed with color choices. I think do the like black and white photo of your colors to see the contrast. And I also think that it really kind of doesn't matter, right? Because you have Lisa, who's 72 Stitches on Instagram, who did all of Felici self-striping, and it's one of the most beautiful shawls that I saw.
Gorgeous.
Like, I wonder,
let's see if we can show it. Because it was so clever. She did the Vertices Unite.
Vertices Unite and self-striping yarn, and it's so good. Yep. Like so good.
Yep. Oh, I hit my move goal just by sitting here. You. That's great. That's how I like to exercise.
Yes, Leading Men Fiber Arts, absolutely, Fred. And I think you have to decide if you want it to be super contrasty too, or if you want it to be really subtle. Because if you want it to be really subtle, then you want to get colors that aren't going to contrast in your striping. What I think I'm doing with the current one that I'm knitting on is I'm deciding what colors I want to be these sections. So you have 3 sections that are one color. This is the section 1 of one color. This one here is one color, and then you have this little section here is one color. So I kind of decided what I wanted these 3 sections to be first, and then try to match colors around those.
Yeah. So this is Lisa's shawl. Oh, come on, focus.
There it is.
There you go. All in self-striping.
So good.
It's so cool. I just think it's really, really cool. Oops. Oh, no. I know. But are we still on?
Yeah, we're still on.
Oh, okay, good.
You want to design a dotted raised crochet. Oh, that would be fun too.
Wow. So clever. I love it.
Oh, yes. Wonky Warrior Knit and Crochet. Yes. Martin at 365 Knitting Blog. He's really, really good podcast too. We've watched him.
Oh, yeah.
Times, right?
Martin, I love his accent.
I know. I love a good accent.
Yeah, me too. Struggle with gauge on 9-inch circulars. You wear a size 12, cast on 72. Yep. It's too big. Are you doing 2.25 millimeter? Like what size needles are you using? Miguel. Because that's what I do. I do it on a 2.25, but my tension is a lot tighter when I knit in the round than when I knit flat. So you might want to go down a needle size, or you can do 68 stitches. So I've done, when my tension was a lot looser, I did 68 stitches on a 2.25, and that was a really good fit for me. And
whatchamacallit, I totally blanked.
Oh, I thought you were reading questions.
No, I saw somebody said that one of the sisters, not Leanne. Crap, I did this last time.
So Miguel says he's using a 2.25. So you can go down to a 2.0 millimeter needle, which is like a US 0, right?
Yeah.
Or you can try 68 stitches, or even try 64 stitches. See what works for you. Just knit, like, even if you just knit a tube and slip it over your foot, like your instep, just so you can kind of feel what it feels like if it hugs your foot. Or not, you can totally do that. Or you don't even have to keep with the same stitch count the whole way through. If your legs are a little bit wider or like thicker, you can do the 72 stitches, and then you can, once you do your heel, and as your foot, if your foot gets smaller, you can, do your heel decreases or whatever and end up with like even 64 stitches.
Kristen wants to know, how long do you knit your foot?
I knit my foot. So I wear a size 12. My foot itself is 11 inches long. So I do a 7-inch foot. Because my toe is usually about 2 inches or so, like 1.75 inches, and my heel is about the same. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But it ends up being like a total of like 10.75 inches maybe. So I get a little bit of negative ease there on the sock, if that makes sense.
And then Nancy, you missed everything. Nancy said she had to step away. She want to know what she missed.
Oh,
she
you missed it all. That's it.
Yep.
Turn us off now.
All the good stuff.
Yeah.
I have small feet and thick calves. I knit knee highs with a 72 stitch for my calf and 60 to 64 stitches for my foot.
Good. That's smart. Yeah, just play around with it. It took us a long time.
Oh, and favorite sweater yarn. That's actually a great question because I don't think I have one. I've used Barocco for one, which was nice. Mm-hmm. I've used Knit Picks, Wool of the Andes.
Yeah.
The Peruvian. I don't know that I would use that one again, actually, because it is a little still scratchy.
Is that the one that you knit the
Montrealer out of?
Me too. I think it's a little bit scratchy too. It's not super like.
What am I? I actually
skin comfort.
I'm using their worsted wool now, the Simply Worsted, and I really, really like that. I am looking for a fingering weight yarn to knit my Once in Floral out of. I just have to decide the color. I think I'm either going black or navy for my main color on that, but I don't know that I have a favorite. I'm really interested to see this sweater, how it knits up, because we've never done a non-superwash yarn for sweaters. This will be the first time using non-superwash, so I think that will probably be a deciding factor on what type of yarn I use in the future.
Oh my god, I love reading all of your comments, guys. Seriously. So I've only done 2 sweaters, and I have to say that the flax, I knit the flax in the superwash swish. The Swish worsted superwash. It's so soft. Like, that's next to the skin soft. It feels like soft and like silky almost. So that was really a good one, a good yarn to use. I'm knitting my sweater with non-superwash by Trilogy Yarns, and it's 100% wool, but it feels really, really soft. I agree with Kevin though, that I thought that the Wool of the Andes from Knit Picks is still just a little bit scratchy, and I've washed the Montrealer a second time now, just to kind of help soften it up. But
thank you, Caleb, for that suggestion. I just put it on my phone. I actually have thought about using, is it Holst? Right?
Holst.
I think it's Leslie from Naughty Knit, which has been using it, and I think yes, Holst, but I think somebody had said it bleeds a lot, and I don't want to use that because
Nancy says, "Isn't Trilogy Yarn your favorite for sweaters?" Absolutely,
absolutely.
I am thoroughly enjoying the base,
but I don't want to
that base.
Oh, your slip extravaganza.
You do a good job ignoring me half the time.
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
Why were you?
No, it's okay. I think.
Oh, did you want me to laugh at your joke?
No.
But somebody said that the Holst yarn bled a lot. So I'm afraid to use that, especially with the spin cycle. I don't want it to bleed.
Somebody says the Hawthorne from Knit Picks is very soft and
yes, it is actually. We have some
lovely.
Hawthorne upstairs.
We do.
Yeah.
Isn't that's fingering, right?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Atlasphere says try Harrisville nightshades. They had nightshades and day shades at Knit New Haven yesterday.
Yep.
Feels like butter yarn.
Ooh.
I've never tried feels like Scott used that. Scott has used feels like butter.
Yeah, but I bet he called it something else.
He probably did call it something else.
Feels like
the
a
Woolly
turtle
Thistle
or something.
podcast and website for really wonderful woolly yarns to knit your sweaters. Thank you. I can't wear the matching cowl, but they are. Yeah, so you knit the sockhead cowl too.
I did,
but that's too long. That was a long knit for you.
It was very long. I wasn't a
myself.
huge fan of it. For myself, I ended up giving that as a gift, and I'm really glad that I did because she was very appreciative of it. But for me personally, that just it wasn't a good cowl for me.
Dawn asked about color bleeding sheets or the color grabber sheets.
Oh.
I know that Chip uses it for
his fabrics.
Mm-hmm. And I do know that I've seen people mention that they use a couple of them and it works very well.
Yeah. Oh, Elizabeth's here.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I said Atlasphere, but Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah.
Knitting. Yes, that's probably where I saw. Yes. Petra used it. She talked about it in one of their recent episodes. Petra talked about using that on the sweater that she had knit her daughter.
And you can reuse the same sheet until it gets fully saturated, right? Isn't that what they say?
I'm
pretty sure. Planning to make a Montrealer out of feels like butter yarn. Ooh, the Montrealer was really.
Yeah, it's a fun.
I want to say that that's probably one of the knits that I'm most proud of doing because there were so many new to me techniques. Yeah. And to be able to do like a pocket and a hood.
Homespun house.
It was cool.
Homespun house. I feel like I know that name.
Me too.
All right. So I guess we'll, looks like you had fun on knitting day in public. We did, Kim.
It was nice.
Ray's correct about the color. Catchers use them until they are black. Oh, good to know.
Yeah, it is good to know. All
right. Should we wrap this up?
Yes, I love spending time with everybody, though, and I'm sure we didn't get to everybody's questions. Let's do a last round of questions, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, any final questions before we...
If we missed anybody's questions.
Can you believe it's already 3:30?
No. Nope.
It feels so late.
Oh, do you remember the yarns that you used?
Yes. So I don't know if I know the names.
Oh, please tell us your favorite thing about each other.
So hold on, we'll do this real quick. So all the yarn is either Lolo did it or so Lolo did it and Barnyard Knits. Lolo did it. There's a color in here called Earwax, which was a Harry Potter colorway, and another one called Words, which was Harry Potter. I think that's this. This is Earwax. Here, the dark brown, and the red is Words. This color here is from Barnyard Knits, this whitish.
She's got amazing colors.
This is, I think, Country Cupboard.
Yes. Kitchen Cupboard.
Kitchen Cupboard or Country Cupboard, something like that.
Yeah.
Then this gray here is Spurs. Rusted Spurs, Boot Spurs?
Boots and Spurs.
Maybe Boots and Spurs, but that's definitely Barnyard Knits. And then there's a light, a light color in here, which is something sand. Yeah, I think something sand.
Yeah, it's a really good.
But yeah, and you do not use a full skein of any of them.
No.
Oh, somebody wants to know what happened to your bear hat. He hasn't started.
Oh, I haven't started it yet, but I have the yarn. That's next.
And then
that's going to be my next one.
I'm going to go back up. Somebody said.
It's getting a little windy.
I know. Was Vertices Unite difficult? It's not, the most difficult part is section 3. It takes a little bit getting used to. But other than that, no, it's actually not that hard.
No, no, I think it's really
Rob,
fun.
I did start a Ravelry page for the new Vertices Unite, but I do not have one for this. I actually should start one for this because I think it's so good. We would have the colors in a previous show notes for sure.
Well, not the colors,
not the
but
colors,
the yarns.
the yarn. In a previous episode,
if you watch our old podcast, you might be able to see the colors, Kevin.
I probably have I actually have the yarn tags.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I still have these in plastic bags with the yarn tags for sure. Why don't you do a top-down cardigan? I don't know, because I think a lot of cardigans are knit in pieces.
Yeah, we're not opposed to it for sure.
First time, hi Beth. First time seeing you two. We'll binge watch all your videos.
Oh,
thanks
you for coming.
Hello Heather.
What happened with your blanket? So it's sitting right over there. It's just a little bit too it's too warm for me. Because I like to knit while I'm like sitting on the couch, and it was nice in the wintertime because I would have that kind of like draped over me as I was crocheting it.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a little bit too warm to do that now. It's a huge blanket and very, very warm. So, but it will get some more loving. It'll be done for this winter.
Somebody said Barrett Woolco is another one. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to try Barrett Woolco. But anytime I go to her site, sometimes it's kind of difficult to get some of her yarn. All right, so I think that's it.
That's it.
I think that's everything.
I think so too. It's been a lot of fun.
So again, a lot of the names that we talked about today are already there. Feel free to add any patterns, designs, yarn companies there. And especially, any bag makers too that you can think of that would fit this. The theme of this knit along, because that'd be good to know so we can look into getting some bags for prizes.
Yes. We should reach out to Whimsy Stitches because I want to get a couple of his bags.
Yeah, so I think that's it. So I hope everybody has a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend if you have some nice
thanks
weather.
for hanging out with us.
Thanks
it's been really fun for us. We've had like knitting 3 days in a row.
I know,
which has been really, really cool
content for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So we will be back in 2 weeks.
Yep, we'll be back in a fortnight for sure.
All right, everybody. Thank you again. Have a good weekend. Have a good week.
Bye, everyone. Or not.
9-inch circular needles. Bye-bye.